The Eastern Mediterranean, a cauldron of civilizations, bore witness to a bitter struggle for supremacy. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we explore the enigmatic tales and unsolved puzzles of history. The Byzantine Empire, heir to Rome, clashed with the First Bulgarian Empire. At the heart of this clash were Basil II and Tsar Samuil. For decades they engaged in a bloody dance of war and uneasy peace. Raids and counter-raids ravaged the land. Both desired total victory and a place in history. Their ambitions culminated in a fateful clash. It was a struggle for the soul of the region. Basil swore to break the Bulgarians. Samuil was determined to defend his realm. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of nations. Basil II, a man hardened by years of warfare, knew that victory against the Bulgarians would require more than brute force. Samuil was a master of guerrilla warfare, his armies melting into the rugged mountains and valleys of the Balkans, only to reappear and strike at the most unexpected moments. To defeat such an elusive enemy, Basil would have to become a master strategist, a cunning hunter stalking his prey. The Byzantine emperor understood that the key to victory lay in exploiting his enemy's weaknesses. Samuil, for all his brilliance on the battlefield, was overconfident, prone to underestimating his opponents. Basil resolved to use this overconfidence against him, to lure the Bulgarian Tsar into a trap of his own making. Years of campaigning had taught Basil the importance of logistics and supply lines. He knew that Samuil's forces, while adept at raiding, were ill-equipped for a prolonged siege. The Byzantine emperor planned to use this to his advantage, forcing the Bulgarians into a decisive battle on his own terms. He would become the anvil, unyielding and immovable, while Samuil would be the hammer, striking again and again until he shattered himself against the Byzantine defenses. The year 1014 dawned heavy with the promise of bloodshed. After years of careful planning and strategic maneuvering, Basil II had finally lured Samuil's army into a trap. The Byzantine emperor had chosen his battleground carefully, the narrow pass of Kleidion, a natural choke point in the mountains. It was here, amidst the towering cliffs and winding paths, that Basil would spring his ambush. The Bulgarian army, confident in its numbers and its leader's tactical genius, marched into the pass, unaware of the fate that awaited them. Basil had concealed the bulk of his forces in the surrounding hills, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. As the Bulgarians advanced deeper into the defile, the Byzantine trap was sprung. The air was rent with the clash of steel, the screams of dying men, and the thunder of hooves as Byzantine cavalry charged down upon the flanks of the unsuspecting Bulgarian army. Samuil's forces, caught in a deadly crossfire, fought with the courage of desperation, but they were hopelessly outnumbered and outmaneuvered. The narrow confines of the pass, which Samuil had believed would favor his forces, had become a death trap. As the sun set on the blood-soaked battlefield of Kleidion, Basil II's victory revealed its true horror. The Byzantine emperor, his armor spattered with blood, surveyed the thousands of Bulgarian prisoners. Basil made a decision that would forever tarnish his legacy and earn him the epithet Bulgar Slayer. He ordered the Bulgarian prisoners be blinded. The captives, wounded and terrified, were herded together and subjected to a fate worse than death. The screams echoed through the mountain pass, a testament to human depravity. The blinding was a calculated strategy to break the spirit of the Bulgarian people. Basil knew a blind army was useless, incapable of waging war. By blinding his prisoners, Basil sent a chilling warning to any who dared challenge Byzantium. News of the disaster at Kleidion and the fate of his army reached Tsar Samuil in his palace in Ohrid. The once mighty warrior, accustomed to victory, was shattered by the news. The defeat at Kleidion was a crushing blow, but it was the blinding of his soldiers that broke his spirit. Legend has it that when Samuil was presented with his blinded soldiers, their vacant eyes staring into the abyss, he suffered a heart attack and died within days. Whether this tale is true or apocryphal, it speaks to the profound impact that Basil's cruelty had on his enemies. The blinding of the Bulgarian army remains one of the most controversial acts in Byzantine history. Even some of Basil's contemporaries questioned the necessity and morality of such barbarity. Yet there can be no doubt that this act of calculated cruelty had a profound impact on the outcome of the Byzantine-Bulgarian conflict. The Battle of Kleidion and its gruesome aftermath marked a turning point in the Byzantine-Bulgarian conflict. With his army shattered and his spirit broken, Samuil's successors were unable to offer any meaningful resistance to the Byzantine advance. Within a few short years, the First Bulgarian Empire, which had once seemed poised to challenge Byzantine dominance in the Balkans, lay in ruins. Basil II returned to Constantinople in triumph. Hailed as a conquering hero, the Bulgar Slayer, he had achieved his lifelong ambition, crushing the Bulgarian Empire and restoring the northern frontiers of the Byzantine Empire. Yet his victory came at a terrible cost. Basil's legacy remains a subject of debate among historians. He was undoubtedly a brilliant military leader and a shrewd politician who restored the fortunes of the Byzantine Empire. However, his reign was also marked by brutality and ruthlessness, culminating in the blinding of the Bulgarian army. Basil's reign serves as a reminder that even the most glorious victories can be tarnished by the means used to achieve them. The Bulgar Slayer secured his place in history, but it was a place forever marked by both triumph and terror. And imagine a world where Basil II's cruelty at the Battle of Kleidion never occurred. Instead of instilling fear, the Byzantine Empire might have fostered alliances with neighboring states. This could have led to a more stable and prosperous region, with less animosity and more cultural exchange. Picture the Tsar of Bulgaria spared from humiliation, strengthening his rule. A unified and powerful Bulgaria could have emerged, becoming a key player in the region. The Byzantine Empire, known not for its ruthlessness but for its diplomacy, might have created a network of allies rather than enemies. In this alternate history, the balance of power in Eastern Europe could have shifted dramatically. The region, united by mutual respect and shared interests, might have seen less conflict and more cooperation. Cultural and intellectual exchanges could have flourished, leading to advancements in science, art, and philosophy. Such a world might have delayed or even prevented the rise of the Ottoman Empire. Without the deep-seated animosities and fractured states that characterized the historical Balkans, the Ottomans might have faced a more formidable and united resistance. While we can never change the past, imagining these alternate possibilities allows us to reflect on the importance of choices made by leaders. It reminds us that the path to triumph can be paved with compassion and diplomacy rather than terror and brutality. The legacy of Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer, serves as a poignant reminder. The means by which we achieve our goals can shape the world for generations to come. In another reality, the Byzantine Empire might have been remembered not for its conquests, but for its capacity to build a better, more harmonious world. As we look back on history, let us strive to learn from it, and perhaps choose a different path in our own time. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries and thrilling adventures into the past.